own one instead of ugly actual ones that look like. Oh.
No, it's property of Shield or something. Like it's got a very official looking thing, and it looks like a silver tube canister.
Yeah.
And it's just the black ooze running up and down.
Oh, we're buying it. We're buying that.
We gotta look at Amazon when this is over.
We need that in our life.
But like I said, I've never wanted a lava lamp in my life so much as I do right now. I need that. It's like I got it. And then, could you imagine Jace and Jace's love of Venom, and he sees that thing? What's that? That's a symbiote. He won't. He'll never leave us.
Oh my god, I know.
He'll probably name it.
Yeah.
He'll name it.
Yeah.
And Jason will be like, "Can I break it open? Will they give me a?"
He would. He would. He would really ask that.
But yes, everybody's like, I want. Everybody's like, I want one.
That's like seriously the most genius thing to do. I can't.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't get to tell you about this.
Withholding information.
I'm glad I told you on the air though, because that made for like so much better
I
reaction.
said I've always wanted a lava lamp.
But that just made it way cooler.
Yes. Like as a kid, I wanted a lava lamp so bad, and now I can have one, and it'll be dark and gothy too. It's just great.
Yep. So yeah, you can run out and find your Venom lava lamp.
Fucking A.
Oh my god. Moving forward with Thursday news, the portion of our childhood continues to disappear and dissipate as Toys R Us went on to announce they're closing 200 more stores. This time around, I have not seen a Lenny. Well, I'm sold. Exactly. I have not seen a list, so I don't know if any of our watchers or our local Toys R Us's / Babies R Us's are on that list. But yes, you can expect another Toys R Us stores. Another 200 Toys R Us stores to go bye-bye.
I'm not surprised.
It's online buying is really killing a lot of these things.
It's more than online buying. Like we've discussed before, Toys R Us doesn't have that same magic anymore.
Absolutely not.
It's lost something.
People don't buy toys for toys anymore. People buy collectibles.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People buy collectibles now.
Yeah.
If you go to Toys R Us store, it's a lot of people like our age or whatever like that hunting down exclusives and collectibles. And then they pretty much will clear a shelf, get it for themselves, and then do the eBay thing and hike it up.
Mm-hmm. And the kids get more excited to go to like Target or Barnes and Nobles for Legos as opposed. We say Toys R Us, they're like, oh, okay, cool, but like they're not like we were where we begged to go to Toys R Us, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, also moving on with Thursday news. Everybody's excited about Jurassic World 2 and everything like that. And the people behind Jurassic World, obviously, people are already excited about it. So they've already been bold enough to pretty much announce the release date for Jurassic Park 3.
Woo!
You can expect Jurassic Park 3. Sorry, Jurassic World. Sorry. Jurassic World 3 has a release date slated for June 11th, 2021.
Oh, Jason's going to be old enough to go. Yay.
Well, his first movie theater experience might be Venom, the way he was acting.
I know, it just might be.
Speaking of Marvel movie news, I don't really like that. Fox, the deal is obviously not done yet and everything like that, so there's two interesting tidbits that they're doing in terms of their movies. The first one jumps in from Thursday news. They are pretty much not waiting for the ink to be signed, sealed, and done, and X-Force will begin production this fall. They're jumping in at making X-Force this fall, before the deal is even done and set.
Fuck it.
They're just trying to capitalize and jump in and get it all done and everything like that. I would imagine there's gonna probably still be some input at some point.
Absolutely.
Has to be. I mean, the way like I said, the way they did with Spider-Man: Homecoming can't hurt. I mean, but in the same token, there may be enough confidence in that franchise because Ryan Reynolds has got such deep hands in it and a grasp of the material. They might go, you know what? We don't. This is one stew we don't need to stick our hands in. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Now, in Friday news, in a related tidbit, it turns because as we mentioned, the upcoming Marvel movie Ms. Marvel, the villains will be the Skrulls.
Yes.
Well, apparently Fox is looking to jump the gun and beat Disney to it as they're in the middle of producing the Dark Phoenix saga. Yeah. And they've already gone on to say that their interpretation of the Skrulls will actually be a part of the movie. I have a snippet of the details as
Which movie?
for the Dark Phoenix.
But
That
no,
would make sense.
It does no.
According to a new report by Manabyte, Fox's upcoming X-Men Dark Phoenix film will actually debut their take on the Skrulls before they have a chance to debut in the upcoming Captain Marvel. They are going to act as the primary protagonist in that film, but it is unknown if they will feature prominently in Dark Phoenix or just be regulated to an extended cameo duty.
I hope it ends up on the cutting room floor, because having a Skrull within the Dark Phoenix saga, no matter how you do it, is asinine and makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, point is, they're looking to jump the gun, and yeah, they're gonna go for it with their interpretation of it. See, had you said, "Hey, we're gonna do something with the Skrulls and Deadpool," I might have been like, "Oh, man, again," because
you can do anything with it.
Because the factor that we mentioned, you have Ryan Reynolds and people behind it are like, okay, yes, but spade is spade. Other than the Logan movie, because Hugh Jackman put his hands in it and was like, "I'm controlling this. This is where this is gonna go." The X-Men movie franchise has not satisfied fans at all.
Yes.
It's been a big disappointment. The first one was decent, but then it was just a slow downgrade. Like, once you pass, and then I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. Once you hit First Class, that was the beginning of the nosedive of the entire franchise, because they really fucked up First Class. Because everybody knows what the First Class is. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the bad side of going off script comes into play. Because on one hand, when you go off script with something like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead to keep things entertaining for readers, it works. But when you go off script, when it comes to something with this long of a timeline, and you can still play around with it, and you still kind of fuck it up, that's where you just gotta go, wait a minute.
Again, the biggest fuck up to me was, again, once they tagged that First Class storyline on there, and then you saw who they were using, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait, this is wrong.
You know it's bad when you have to do a movie going back to the past to try to fix what you fucked up
and you
for
fucked
the
future. And you fucked the past up.
Yeah.
Because it was like, again, like, you completely fucked that up, because it's like, no. Like, it's kind of like saying, okay, we're going to start Superman from the beginning, except Superman is going to be played by Hal Jordan. Wait, what? Wait, what?
And then Hal Jordan is Superman. He's going to do that thing where he can go back to the past because he flies super, super fast to show you how that happened, and we're going to fuck up how that all happens too.
That's generally basically what they did with X-Men First Class. I was like, wait, what'd you do? What the fuck did you do? It's like, look, First Class, Angel, Beast, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman. Done.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do. There was no rewrite. Whatever.
And you really didn't even have to do that. I mean, the original trilogy wasn't great. It was good for the time.
But they still could have kind of kept going.
But they could have kept going with other characters. Like, okay, take Kitty Pryde with you, because that was an underused but good character. Take the guy that played Cyclops, because he was amazeballs.
No, Colossus.
I'm sorry.
That kid was good. That kid was amazing.
You saw a hint of Jubilee in the background. You take that. You could have expanded, and they all still were relatively young and young looking.
And then, what's her name, that played Shadowcat?
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde.
Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Ellen Page. At that time, she was just starting to come up, and now she's got some name credibility. So if you push the angle, pushed it forward a little bit, she's got some star power.
Yeah, there were so many things that they could have done with it, just expanding from it instead of going somewhere completely different from it, only to go into Days of Future Past and then still bring back those characters from the original. Then why? Just they.
I don't know. And in the last bit of news I have for today, which was kind of a cute thing that took a minor little thing by storm, is Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting a kid's book.
Yes!
And everything like that. It's going to be non-horror based. It's a legitimate kids book and everything like that. No, it's a full-blown kids book.
But it's not horror-based?
It's a real kids book.
I wanted to teach the kids about, demons and...
I forgot what the full details are, but the point is it's not going to be a horror book.
Oh.
Per se. It's not going to be a horror. It's legitimate. It's drawn in the old style of kids' books and everything like that. It has a really cute, adorable look. It has all your favorite characters as kids and everything like that. Again, it's drawn in that old style and it looks cute. It's meant to be a bedtime story for kids.
Maybe with the Hush people in it. That'd be a great bedtime story.
Yes. But, and that is your nerd news of the week.
Well, no, also...
Oh, continue.
Via today, because I had 4 people share it with me, Spike being the first. It was announced that Labyrinth is coming back to the theaters for 3 days only, April 29th, May 1st, and May 2nd. The list of theaters is not released yet, because I did read the article, but it is coming those 3 days, and as far as I saw, each of those 3 days, there are going to be 2 separate airings of it. One each at 7 p.m., and then one earlier on in the day. This time around, they are encouraging fans to come in costume. Unlike when they re-released it for the 30th
I feel sorry
anniversary.
for anybody that goes dressed as Jareth.
You could feel sorry for them,
For those that have to sit next to somebody dressed as Jareth.
Or you could feel sorry for them in a different right, because there might be a lot of girls, oh my god, it's David Bowie. One of those people. I don't know if I could do it, man. I'd cry. I would probably go to the theater.
You're not ready. You're not emotionally ready.
I've only watched Labyrinth twice since David Bowie has passed.
And both times you said you weren't emotionally ready.
I could not do it. I wanted to fucking bawl my eyes out each time. I couldn't do it. It still hurts. Speaking of which, there is a David Bowie exhibit in Brooklyn, I believe. I think it ends in May. And the final day of it, they're actually going to be having a huge David Bowie party. Here it is. The Brooklyn Museum. It's a complete rockstar retrospective called David Bowie Is. It's set to open on March 2nd. And then the exhibit showcases moments in his history. Yes, I know all that. And then there will be several DJs playing throughout the evening of the exhibit, including live performances paying tribute to the many faces of David Bowie. So nice.
Yep, and that, as we said, that is your nerd news. Now, not really so much, Sunday we have the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
One of the first of the last 2 pay-per-views before we hit WrestleMania. Not so much predictions or anything like that, just interesting news tidbits. Apparently, sales for the venue have not gone very well at all. Apparently, a lot of the SmackDown tapings, because since they have a card cameras, I saw one this week, it started to look a lot like the TNA house shows, where it's very much empty during the week and everything like that. And apparently, ticket sales for this pay-per-view have not gone well at all. That was the reasoning for adding
Ronda Rousey,
the Ronda Rousey signing, hoping that people would jump in for that. And apparently that has not helped the sales at all or whatever like that. Now, I am not I know, Roman Reigns is the controversial thing, but I am doing this from a business standpoint. I think he's one of the lesser respected guys that is a good worker. I think what hurt the ticket sales is everybody knows pretty much who's going over.
Yeah.
They're like, we know who's going over in this. Unless you pull some sort of swerve that's probably not going to happen, everybody knows Roman Reigns is going to win this thing. And it's like, what's the point? In terms of the Women's Elimination Chamber, it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see, but again, I don't foresee Alexa Bliss not walking out as the champ.
Really?
They've done enough build-up for her and Asuka, because, Asuka's the Empress of Tomorrow, Alexa Bliss is the goddess.
Yeah.
I really don't foresee that not happening. Because also they have the Asuka and Nia Jax match. I don't see them blowing off her undefeated streak and breaking her momentum going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, they're not
for that. I really don't. Unless you do some sort of weird hokey finish that adds Nia Jax to the match. But again, that still fucks with her perfect streak, so I don't see that happening. Thoughts on the women's stuff? 'Cause I haven't even asked you about the whole women's elimination. What your thoughts on? Because I remember the last time we talked about women's Money in the Bank, and you gave your thoughts on that. What's your thoughts on this?
I honestly don't have any. I mean, it's a bit of a more safer infrastructure than having to deal with
Money in the Bank.
That I lost my concentration because Danzig is on the screen.
Oh, it's your video.
It's my song. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of a safer infrastructure. I can't foresee them doing all the crazy bull